This episode is brought to you by BetUS. Click on the link down below to receive a 125% bonus
on your first deposit.
On your first deposit.
125%?
Yeah, on your first
It's
deposit.
crazy, right?
And they have
It's
the
actually
fastest,
crazy.
They have the fastest cash out. Welcome back to Check the Stats, everyone. I'm your host, Hamza, along with Harry.
What's up?
T-Rain and Dodge on the other side.
What's
and just
good, what's
before
good?
we start this episode, I have to take the sweater off.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Encara Messi, Encara Messi, Encara Messi.
Yes, sir. We did it today.
Wow.
Penalties, yo. What
Hey,
the fuck?
What is
That was
a
insane.
what is a
It was a
Ronaldo
crazy
fan?
game.
You know?
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
I
you.
respect. Okay,
Respect?
I respect
Okay.
the effort by the
Shout
all
out Neymar. You know, it was bad.
team. Shout
Sad.
out Neymar.
But like, you know, like
So shout out
show
Neymar.
love, man.
I see you lost.
And
Sorry
no,
about that, buddy.
I was really rooting for Neymar, but you know,
That was the worst
Didn't
shout
work.
out you can put out ever.
my condolences, Neymar.
That's more like it. That's more like
Terrible.
I like
You
that.
think he's gonna play in
condolences.
another World Cup?
Nah.
He can't. He's
He
still
said
young.
he said himself this probably is my last one.
Yeah.
And like he's not that kind of guy who's like
Yeah, he's not-
Ronaldo or Messi. He's not gonna
Yeah.
go for longevity. Like he's not a gym rat.
The
He's
fo-
there for a good time, not a long
He's a
time.
partier, man. He's a
Yeah.
Brazilian. Like
The focus is not on him. There's a lot of
e-
stars on that.
even
Yeah,
if he gets
for
to the
sure.
next World Cup, he won't be in his
Yeah.
prime. Like this was
How
was
old is he?
his prime.
Like 30?
He's 30, 31 ish.
34.
It'll be hard for him to be in his
Yeah.
prime
Yeah.
because he's a skiller. So I mean, every year you lose a step, getting injured that much and getting fouled that much. But
Yeah.
let's get
So yeah, a little shout out to the World Cup and everything that
Yeah,
happened
of
today
course,
because it's been a
of
great
course.
quarterfinals. But
Thank
let's
God
get into
Messi.
week especially that. Let's get into week 14 of the NFL, starting with
yes, sir.
who are we starting with?
Bills, Jets.
We could quickly go over the Thursday night game.
You
Oh, yeah.
with that?
Oh,
Quick little
Yeah.
Raiders Rams game.
good game. Good game.
Was it a good game?
Was it?
It was not a good
I
game.
maybe
All right.
maybe
From a-
not throughout,
from
but
a-
like the ending was fun to
From
watch.
a neutrals perspective, like we all are neutrals.
Let's address something. Saints Bucks,
Bucks.
same thing. 16-3.
That's last week. That's last
No,
week.
16-3. no, I'm not
Move over
saying
that,
I know,
move
I know.
over
Saints,
that.
Saints Bucks 16-3.
Uh-huh.
Same thing happened here.
Same exact.
Conspiracy, you know, like what's
Technically,
happening there, bro?
what was it? The NFL is the
It's a-
entertainment
it's-
business, not
yeah.
sports, so they can
Yeah.
fix.
They are
They can
legally
fix.
allowed to fix.
Legally allowed to fix games.
But I mean, for years now, like people have been saying that like there's no way like half of this shit happens in these games. Like it just seems so scripted. Like I mean, sometimes I believe
Yeah.
it, but I mean, what could you do, right?
That last
You're
drive,
still gonna root for your team. But I
that
don't
last
think
drive in that game, that
Yeah.
like I only
that was, I think the longest touchdown. I don't remember the exact stat, but it was like one of the longest touchdowns
98
ever,
yards.
ever scored in like under like 2 minutes.
I believe it. But that kick they had
Yeah.
right before it,
Mhm.
it was amazing. It just kept rolling. I think it was on the 2-yard line for sure.
Mhm.
It was. Bro,
I don't know.
was like, they're
I
done.
don't know how
They're
the
done.
Raiders managed to choke. How many?
So
how
many
many? How
flags.
many
Dude.
13-point leads this year? Or something like
Whatever it is, bro.
that? It's insane.
Raiders are
It's
not
insane.
like
It's insane.
They're not. In
they're
it.
just not it right now, bro.
It's
They've
coaching, bro. It's coaching.
they've fumbled the bag so many times this week, like this
This year.
season.
in the past 10
It's
years.
just like no, dude.
Mhm.
And
It's sad to see a team like that
yeah,
be this kind of bad.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a pretty boring game up until the last quarter, I would say. And then we saw Baker Mayfield
24 hours in the facility.
pretty much, 24,
Yeah.
48 hours pretty much.
you saw him headbutt.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
that was crazy,
That's
bro.
just crazy, bro.
I don't know.
I don't
You
know
see
how-
the coach in the back pushed him a little bit. He got so scared, man.
What's it called? Fuck it, man. I just blanked. I
Who?
was about to say about Sean McVay.
What
What did
about
it say about Sean
not
McVay?
Sean McVay. So Baker, like anybody who's watching the game, you were just like, how does Baker look like this comfortable and he's throwing all these like hand signs, like he's doing this like being in the building for like a day or two. How does he already know all the offense and shit? Like
Must have been prepping.
he's had 4 different offensive coordinators, and then a 5th different coordinator in Carolina, like in his career. So he's been through a lot of different systems, a lot of different guys. So
But his
I mean,
IQ's up there.
That's that's very
Yeah.
respectable that he can go in and learn it that quick and be effective that quick too. Like
The hand signs had me shook.
yeah, the fact
'Cause
that
he was-
Yeah.
he could have had all those signs and then thrown a pick or got a fumble or turned it over and would have been all right, it's whatever. Like the Rams suck and who was he throwing to? But
Yeah, the
fact that-
chemistry's not
the
there
fact
yet.
that he managed to do that, I didn't think he had it in him.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had it in him.
Yeah.
I'll say the same thing, but I think what really brought him down was not him, but the chemistry with his receivers. Because not every ball was like overly thrown or something like that, but it was just outside the hands
The
of
last
the
few
player.
throws in that drive, like the over the top to,
Deep
to
balls?
Jefferson for the touchdown, and like a few other ones like on out routes and stuff. Like those are timing throws, and I don't know how he's doing that with receivers he's literally never thrown to, like not even in practice, not on Pro Bowls, nothing. So
That was
I
a
don't know,
good
it's-
quarterback.
Yeah,
he
that just shows
definitely-
his knowledge
he
to
definitely
some
just-
extent.
He
even
gained.
though
I
it's
think
a
he
new
gained
team.
respect from around the league.
For sure.
A little bit of
100%.
the respect that he lost the past few years. So good
Yeah.
for him, right? Good for them. But basically, both those teams are out of playoff contention. So, fun game to watch towards the end. That's about it. Let's move on to a real game this week. The Jets versus the Bills.
Let's
Very-
go Sauce.
Very
That's all I'm gonna
big
say.
matchup. Big matchup.
Sauce Gardner has really, I don't want to say surprised me because I didn't know what to expect from him, but yo, every single game he's
played
gone,
well-
he has great highlights.
He played well last week too against Justin Jefferson.
No,
They couldn't get the win, but I mean, he did his part. He's still a rookie. You got to keep that in mind.
for sure.
What do you guys think about this game?
Von Miller's out.
Who are we taking? The Bills are favored by 9.5, and I think they're playing at Buffalo. Yeah, they're playing.
Yeah,
at
Buffalo.
they're playing at
Playing at Buffalo.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Offense wise, Bills are better.
They're ranked
right?
higher in
Obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, but defensive wise, Jets have something going on there.
Yep.
So I think that's gonna be a good, battle right there. So
Just our fourth in defense. Just saying that.
They're
yeah.
both allowing around the same amount of points. Like the
Yeah.
the Bills are allowing around 17.5, and the Jets are allowing 18.5. So pretty similar defenses in ranking wise.
I think Bills are gonna take this one, but I think it's gonna be low scoring actually.
I don't understand how the line is at 9.5. That's a lot for a division game. First of all,
I don't know, bro.
for like a defensive minded team like the Jets. Second of all, and the Jets have been on a roll this season. I don't know how 9.5 is.
I mean,
fair. If
last meeting the
that
Jets
would-
beat them.
That would
so.
probably be my pick of the week.
Sauce.
My bet US pick of the week would probably be take the points this game because I definitely think it'll be a way closer game than Vegas suggests.
I mean, yeah, there's a divisional game. Anything
Yeah.
happened. They won by
Diggs
3
got
points last
strapped
time.
up last time they played, right? That's where like at first I was like, what the?
That was one of the first statement wins for the Jets
Exactly.
was beating the Bills earlier on.
But yeah,
So the Bills are definitely become with vengeance,
I
100%.
think they're just inconsistent in the red zone, and I think the Bills defense can kind of stop them there. And then, but I mean, this is a great season for the Jets ever since like maybe 2011.
And
They won 7 of their 12 first games.
They're
they're
very
good on defense.
motivated too.
They're-
Good chemistry.
Their offense is ranked terrible.
Young team.
If Brees Hall was still there, man,
Yeah,
if he was not injured,
they'd have a good chance.
And
Like-
they beat the Bills early on,
And-
2017 before the Bills went on their
And now-
winning game streak.
And now they're under the guidance of Mike White,
Yeah.
not Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like Mike White. He's like a typical
Yeah.
pocket quarterback. He's big.
he's not turning it over like
6'3",
that.
6'4" ish.
Yeah.
He's
Big guy,
he's
big arm.
protecting the ball. Like,
Yeah.
what else could you need?
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was it last year that threw 4 interceptions when they lost 45-17?
The Jets?
Yeah. Who's their quarterback?
Some bum.
Mark Sanchez or some shit?
I think someone. Yeah, but it's
No.
been a year
Nah,
since that.
that's way too like.
It's going to be different.
I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
I think we're all taking the Bills here.
no,
Are
I'm
we taking the Jets.
I'm gonna take the Jets.
Wow.
I think
Okay.
the Jets could sweep.
Okay,
Okay.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna take
the
the
Bills. The Bills are not invincible, and
they're
I've
not.
seen
yeah.
that a
No,
lot
that's
of.
true.
I've seen that a lot of times this year. Is like the Bills early on in the year were one of my favorites to go all the way, and I was like, if you look in the early episodes this season, I was like, this is Josh Allen's year, it's MVP year. He was having it too, until he had those few games like a few weeks ago where he was slipping. He threw I think 4 or 5 red zone interceptions, and I was just like, and those are the kind of things that derail an MVP season,
Yeah.
right? Like those games where you mess up in the clutch. But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be an easy game, and I think it'll go either way. So I'm to the Jets.
Wow.
You guys all going
You're
Bills?
big on Jet
I'm gonna go
picks.
Bills, bro.
Wow.
Everybody
Yeah.
Bills.
I'm gonna go Bill. I think it's
as,
gonna be-
as long as his line gives him a little bit of time, right? Oh, that
Mhm.
rhymed.
go.
Oh wow.
Because last time they played, they had 5 sacks, some shit like that. Bro,
I'm not sure.
no quarterback can be. Okay, I don't want to say no quarterback because you have some great scramblers, but it's so hard to be a passing team when your quarterback doesn't have time to throw it.
Yeah, You can't do anything if you don't
Your
have
receivers don't have time to
direction.
get downfield. You have nothing.
Everything is charged with the line,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really low scoring game though.
low scoring.
I think it's gonna be low
I
scoring.
can see it happening.
A lot of
Especially
runs.
if weather has an impact.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think
we
it's
don't
gonna be a
know.
lot of running.
We don't know.
I feel like Bills about to blow them out.
It's about to be like I think it's gonna be like a 6-10 game to me. That's what I think.
That's very
That's-
interesting.
Interesting.
Extremely.
All right, let's move on to the next game. Browns versus the Bengals. Another division matchup.
Here we go.
What do we see happening here, boys?
Go. Garrett Miles gonna rail. Actually, pause.
Who?
Miles. Garrett.
Miles.
Oh fuck.
Garrett Miles.
I feel like he's gonna come for Joe Burrow yet again. You know, Joe Burrow is 0-4 against the Browns,
Oh, yeah, I was about to say that.
or 0-3, 0-3, 0-4.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why and how the Browns have Burrow's number, but
Bro, the Browns dominated last time too.
Yeah,
32-13.
yeah,
That
but
was
I think this is the game. This is the game Burrow has to win because
100%.
how many like Burrow is 3-0 against the Chiefs, but he can't like he's 0-4 against the Browns. Like that doesn't make it has to equal out at some point, right? So I'm taking Cincinnati. Full stop.
They improved their pass rush, but I don't know. I mean, again,
Deshaun Watson is
Miles.
back.
here we
Mr.
go.
Allegations.
Yep.
He played okay his first game, nothing special.
Nothing special.
But yeah, I'm taking the Bengals. I don't have much else to say.
I don't want to take Mr. Allegations, but I don't know, man. The Browns.
He's been targeting Amari
They
Cooper.
gotta-
He's
if
been
they,
diming
if they
to
can get the
Amari.
run
Amari
game,
Cooper was questionable. For this
No, I
game.
know, but he's been
Yeah.
like diming to him.
Yeah.
and
He's been
just-
doing-
I don't know.
Mark Cooper's been picking it up over the last few
Yeah.
weeks
For
too.
sure.
Because Deshaun is only looking towards him. 43% of the targets is going to
The Browns injury
him.
report is like double the size of the Bengals injury report right now. Clowney did not practice. Amari Cooper did not practice, but it says rest,
Yeah.
so you never know. It says Myles Garrett didn't practice, could be rest.
You never know. They can switch that shit like right before the game.
I think Joe Mixon is still out with a concussion
Yeah, that's
for the
a big one.
Bengals.
That's a big one.
Von Bell and Jesse Bates, their safeties are still a little bit limited, so
Mixon practiced, I
it's
think.
going to be an interesting game. Maybe he practiced, but you don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah.
You know, straight off a concussion.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So I'm taking Bengals. Who you guys got?
I'm gonna take. I don't know. It's tough, man.
I'm gonna go with
the last
Browns.
Their last 5 matchups is Browns all winning them. But
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying, it's
this
bound-
would
they're
this
bound.
would be the game. Just like you
They're
said, this
literally
would be the game.
bound to win one. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't happen very often that you just keep beating a team in the NFL like that.
Let's go. I took Burrow last week against the Chiefs, so
Um,
I'm taking them again.
All
I'm
right.
taking the
Shiesty.
Browns. Taking the Browns. Bengals are overrated.
Wow. Again.
Yeah.
How are they,
Bengals
how
are
are they
overrated.
I thought they were going to get blown out last
Burrow's
week. What happened to that?
overrated.
Really?
Bengals are overrated.
Wow.
Joe Mixon's, he's good.
You're gonna say
But-
Joe Mixon's good, but Joe Burrow's overrated.
Joe Burrow's overrated.
So where do you rate him then?
What?
Where do
What do
you
you
rate
mean?
him in?
Like, what do you mean?
If you had to rank 5 quarterbacks in the league right now, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, it does matter the order.
Okay.
What's the top 5 quarterbacks right now?
I can't say off the top of my head, but
What do you
Patrick
mean you
Mahomes.
can't
Patty
say?
Mahomes. Patty
He's
Mahomes.
number
definitely
one.
top 5.
Okay.
I'll put Hurts over him, bro.
Huh?
I'm putting
He's top
Hurts
4.
over
He's
him.
top 4. Hurts is top 4.
I'm putting
This
Hurts
season,
over him.
Hurts is top 4.
Okay.
You don't think Hurts is top
Okay.
5? I
Okay.
think Hurts is top 5.
Okay, not in
Mahomes,
order.
Let's say Mahomes. Okay, not order.
Not order, but I know, like-
Mahomes, Allen,
Mahomes, Allen,
Herbert,
Herbert, Hurts.
and Burrow
Tua.
Oh, I'll put Tua.
over
I'll put
Joe
Tua.
Burrow.
I'll put Tua.
I could say, come on. You could
I'll
argue
put
Tua
Tua.
over Joe Burrow.
I don't think you can, guys.
Bro.
Burrow made it to a Super Bowl last year, and you guys are sitting here
This
telling
season.
me he's overrated.
Talk about this season.
I'm not saying overrated,
overall.
but top 5. You don't think Tua is done? Bro,
You think Tua
without
is a
Tua,
top
how many
5,
games has that
you
team
think Tua
won?
is a top 5 quarterback?
How many games has that team won
You
without
think
him?
Tua is a top 5 quarterback this year?
I think so. Bro, the way he's playing,
Guys, if you had, if
I-
you,
no,
if
I-
you,
I didn't-
if
okay,
you
this
were
is
the
it.
GM,
He
if
said-
you were the GM of a team and you could pick any quarterback in the league to have for the next 5 to 10 years, you're picking Mahomes, you're picking Allen, you're picking Herbert. That's 3 solid, done right away. Every other GM in the league will take Burrow right there. They might even take Burrow over Herbert.
close.
They might take Burrow over Herbert. And the fifth
I
guy,
can see that. No, I can
the
see that
fifth
because he has
guy,
a lot of
the fifth
talent.
guy, is it Jalen Hurts?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
It's definitely
It
Tua.
might be, but you could also throw Lamar in there. Lamar could be that fifth guy.
I'm putting Hurts and Lamar over him.
That's insane. I don't know if I agree with that. Viewers, y'all gonna have to let us know because I don't know if I agree with that. You taking the Browns? You didn't say.
I said Browns.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Browns.
All right,
Browns
so-
for me too.
We're split. We'll see how that game goes. Next game, another division matchup, of course. Good matchup. Vikings versus the Lions. What do we see happening here? The Lions are favored by 2.5 somehow. At home.
I don't know.
Somehow.
I don't know
Actually,
about that.
that's actually kind of crazy.
Bookmakers are doing something.
It's because
bro.
Vikings have always been not favorited every single game. Like they'll be favored by a little bit, and then
Yeah.
most of the time they're not favorited. So
But the Vikings have won 4 of the last 5 matchups.
If they win this, they clinch a NFC spot. So I feel like they'd be motivated to win.
Could be a trap game.
I also
Division
feel like
game.
Detroit is on they're a little pushing
No,
right now.
Detroit is very
So-
good at home. Like Jared Goff at home, if you look at his stats, it's insane the difference between his home and away stats and record. Something about playing in the dome and in Detroit, he's just better.
Dude,
home game.
Amon Ross Brown,
He's so good.
he's so good.
He needs to
Like,
get out of Detroit.
He's
bro.
so good. And then
Like, it's been 2-3 years now. He's been underrated.
yeah, I see Lions upsetting. I can see that.
That's interesting.
I can see that.
I mean, they put up 33 points against the Bills. You really think they're not going to beat the Lions?
I'm the opposite of a Vikings fan, but I think the Vikings are gonna
Yeah.
steamroll this game.
But
I don't think it's gonna be close.
If the Lions win, then they have. Well, I mean, they have a potential to get into the wild card. But like they would.
It's
What's
true
your
because the
schedule like?
NFC is the NFC is mad weak, so
Yeah.
there's definitely a possibility the Lions could get in there.
They,
but,
what are they on a four-game win
No,
streak?
they
or
can't
something?
get in.
like at all,
Yeah, not at all. Like they
Makes
would have to
sense.
win out all
makes sense.
basically.
So that's why I'm taking the Vikings. I think that's a pretty easy decision. Don't you say taking the Lions?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions.
Taking Vikings.
Give me Justin Jefferson.
There we go. Bet US.
Yeah, that
Place your bets
that was
with the link.
that was a
in
pretty easy
description.
Let's move on to the next division matchup. Probably the best game of the week, I would say. Maybe you could argue second best game of the week. Eagles versus Giants. I let the
Very, very important game for the Commanders.
I let the NFC
Very
East fans
important
go
game for
ahead.
the Commanders. Eagles better. I'm an Eagles fan this week. Eagles
Bro,
better do
I
better
don't wanna-
not disappoint.
Yes. Fucking tied 2 games.
I can't see a way the Giants win.
You know,
I don't see
don't
it, like,
either. but
The
but
only
division
way,
games,
actually,
division
the
games.
only way is if Saquon has like 200 yards and the Eagles defense just doesn't show up that day. 'Cause you know those happen.
I have Saquon and the Eagles defense.
Those
I just
ha-
realized.
that happens once in a while. That like a run defense just doesn't show up. Like one
Yeah.
day they just look out of it. They look gassed, and that's it's definitely a
I mean, the
possibility.
Eagles defense, they have a good a bull rush. They can stop runs.
We've seen teams run on them this year. Remember we were watching that Texans game, and we were like, how are the Texans like not getting blown out? It's because they were running the ball well. We saw the Commanders. Commanders, all they did was run the ball well
That's a good point.
and run the ball a lot. Actually, not well. They ran the ball a lot.
this next stat is brought to you by Bet US, and the Giants are 7-1 against the spread this season.
It's actually
So
very interesting. I didn't know that.
Like everybody thinks they suck, and then they just end up winning.
They're alright. Yeah, they're alright.
And they're 2-4-1 against teams with a winning record. I think Miles Sanders is gonna put up 100 rushing yards against them. And just gonna
Eagles
blow their
are
record.
favored by 7 right
Yeah.
now.
And if they win this game, they clinch playoffs. And
Yeah.
Who?
Eagles.
Eagles. I mean,
Yeah.
Eagles.
If Eagles win this game, we move up to 7th seed in the playoffs. So
If Eagles win this game, you should wear
I
an
think
Eagles.
I think
jersey.
we're all Eagles here.
Yeah.
11-1 baby.
11-2.
fly Eagles fly.
Yes, sir.
I never thought I'd hear you say
And
that.
New York's defense is ranked 26th right now, rushing defense
Yeah.
against Miles Sanders.
That is
Plus,
against
AJ
Miles
Brown is
Sanders,
not-
against Jalen Hurts,
Yep.
against Gainwell, against Boston Scott's still there. I don't know. AJ Brown. They use everybody.
I don't know
Devontae
how
Smith.
they
They use
stop
everybody
that.
in the running.
AJ
game.
Brown had a slump too, but now he's starting to get back in there.
He
So
dominated last week against
like-
his whole team.
he's.
That was
I think he's
wild.
gonna go off again. So
Yeah.
I believe it.
All right. Next game of the week, another division matchup: Ravens versus Steelers.
oh, that's me
Very
nice.
very good game.
Even though Steelers are ass, that's
I-
me nice.
I believe Lamar is out again this game.
Oh,
Huntley is starting. I think Lamar has a PCL strain, so wish Lamar a speedy recovery. We definitely want him back. You know,
Yeah.
one of the most entertaining guys in the league for
On
sure.
an MVP
For
run.
Steelers are favored by 2.5 at home.
only because Lamar's out. But
and because they're at home. Yeah.
What did that wise man once said, Taj?
Pittsburgh has won 4 of the last 5 matchups. Just want to say that.
You already forgot.
Anything can happen in a division game.
Yes, sir.
anything can happen. Yep.
And especially with Lamar out.
Oh yeah.
Do they still have Walmart Lamar?
Yeah,
From last
that's
season?
who he is. That's Huntley. Yeah.
He said
I
Walmart
didn't even.
Lamar.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear
can't
you
be
mention
saying
it.
shit
No,
like
he
that.
for real is great. He's great value, Lamar.
No, he's actually
he plays just like him,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
that's what you want, right? In your system, you want your backup to be
Exactly.
similar to your starter. So, I'm gonna just go out and take the Ravens. I don't believe in the
Yeah,
Steelers.
I don't.
Steelers haven't showed enough.
The Steelers will only have T.J. Watt, and if T.J. Watt has a good game, then they have a chance.
Maybe.
And
Made as a backup quarterback against a great end. So.
I just like Harbaugh's coaching a little more this year, so I'll take the Ravens.
Same. Riding with the
It's
Ravens.
pretty easy.
Yeah, I'll take the Ravens.
Yeah.
Pretty easy pick. I just don't see the Steelers' offense is like
Steelers did surprise us a few times this season, but I don't think they're gonna do it.
it's not dynamic enough.
This game. No.
The running game is pretty shit. Like
It's
Najee
a rookie
Harris-
quarterback.
Najee
Like,
Harris is supposed to be this great running back.
Yeah.
I picked him up in fantasy. I
Flop.
think in both leagues.
Deontay Johnson's like
Flop.
nowhere
I
to be
haven't heard
seen.
his name once.
Like
this
he
year.
has
Like,
he hasn't
doesn't-
caught a touchdown in this whole season.
Seriously, wow.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I
what's
haven't-
crazy.
I haven't heard his name at all. Like
Flop.
last year, a year before, everybody was saying, like, look how loaded the Steelers like wide receivers are, and they shipped Claypool off this year. They shipped let Juju go. Now who's the
But
best receiver now?
Deontay Johnson was supposed to be the best receiver.
He's
I don't know what
he's-
happened to
He's
him.
not a 1. He's not a 1. He might not even be a 2.
I benched you in fantasy, bro.
Alright. He's definitely not seeing that. All right, we're all picking Ravens. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another division matchup.
Oh my God.
All division matchups this week.
This
right?
one should be another fairly easy one.
What?
Chiefs versus the Broncos.
Give me.
We can't ride Broncos
Although
anymore. We
everybody
can't
was
ride
like-
Broncos
everybody
country
took a deep
anymore.
breath,
I thought you were about to take Broncos though.
Nah.
I have a feeling. You
Bronco
still don't ride?
country.
I don't think
Nah.
anybody in their right mind.
Let's
like,
retire.
even Broncos fans are probably just like, yeah, we have no chances.
But you saw he was getting yelled at by his lineman like just last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no leadership. There's no like momentum whatsoever for the Broncos right now. And
Chiefs
they're going up against the Chiefs. So,
Chiefs are favored by 9.5,
yeah,
and they're playing at Broncos.
yeah. The Chiefs, who you said will blow out the fucking Bengals last week by 17.
Hey man.
He said that?
Bad
Blow 'em
games
out?
happen.
Yeah.
Bad games happen.
It's cap.
Bad games happen. Yo, bro, Patty Mahomes is gonna be above. Sorry, gonna be above Joe Burrow.
That's fine.
Nobody.
Yeah, no one's disputing that
at all.
I mean, Patty Mahomes is gonna win this too.
Yeah,
They're gonna obliterate
there's
them.
not like one stat that I'm looking at that like makes me even want to try to pick the Broncos. Like they have a good defense, solid defense.
Yeah, they do.
But the fact that their offense
Offense.
is like I want to say some stuff that could get me canceled. about the offense. Like,
Nothing.
Literally-
Nobody fits together.
literally this entire year, I was just like, what is the vision here? What is
No.
like? I don't see any progress thus far.
Do you guys personally know anyone that's a Broncos fan?
You.
No, I feel like I
That's
used to. I feel like I used to.
Say it again. What'd you ask?
And do you know anyone that's a Broncos fan?
I definitely used to, but not. I don't think so.
I used to too.
Now that I think about it, I used to too.
One person.
You guys been dead ass. You guys.
Yeah, no,
making
I
fun
know
of-
No,
there's
like,
someone, I
like
know someone.
I
That's not even
just
based on
remember
that.
people. I
Broncos.
just remember people wearing jerseys
Yeah,
to
it's
school.
like the Peyton Manning,
Yeah,
Broncos.
yeah,
jersey.
yeah.
Oh, I do know. Fucking yeah,
Here we
yeah.
go, Here we go. Now we all get one friend.
All right.
I think
So
what was
my
the point?
point
What was
was
We're definitely not talking
my
about
point
the same
was
person.
no one's riding for Broncos country right
No.
now. So
Even like
know?
even Broncos fans are like since
not
like
riding
the
for their country.
second or third week of the season they've been saying get this coach out. Like,
Nah, but the coaching needs to go.
I don't understand how he lasted this whole year. I think it's because of the money. That has to be because
They
of the
don't
money.
have. How much do they have left?
I'm not sure how much they're paying him, but it has to be a good amount if they haven't cut him yet.
Yeah.
There has to be a lot of dead cap space or something.
Is it the coach or is it Broncos country?
it's 100% the
Russell,
coach.
I don't-
Russell Wilson is definitely on fraud watch for sure. Like
75% is coach.
I say 70, but yeah,
Yeah.
5%.
5%
5%
difference.
is
Hey,
Wow.
hey,
Yeah.
hey. It's a big
Damn,
difference.
bro.
It's a big difference, bro. He
That
hasn't-
coach
he
does
hasn't been,
not
He hasn't been that
know
guy.
what he's doing, bro. Like
Yeah.
that coach is like
we saw it in the first 3 weeks of the season. We were just like, I don't understand how you messed up 3 games so far, and they're all because of decisions made by the coach.
They're also low scoring too. They couldn't put up anything.
I think they're historically bad on offense. Like
Yeah.
there was a stat that came up that was like there's been so many bad teams in the NFL, but at least they can score points in some games during the season. Like we haven't seen one scoring outburst from them yet.
At this point, I feel like the Raiders are better than them too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's
They-
just
they
tell you
both-
how-
Raiders just
terrible.
blow leads. That's it. That's
They're-
really
they're
it. But
honestly
better.
just awful. So, yeah, we're done with that game. Shit ass game.
Yeah,
everyone's
Chiefs
taking
gonna
the
win that
Chiefs.
game.
Ain't
Alright.
Yeah,
nobody- ain't nobody taking anything.
This should actually be a decent matchup. Bucks versus 49ers.
Ooh.
You could argue this is the best game of the week.
this is
not-
also a
not
very
the Jets Bills.
crucial game for.
Brady.
playoff
Commanders.
implications here.
So I'm
I
a
think-
Tom Brady fan, dude.
You're a Brady fan this week, and I'm a
Purdy.
Purdy. I'm a Purdy fan. This
Purdy
week
fan. Okay.
Purdy.
because fuck the Bucks. You know, obviously, I'm a
Here we go.
Saints fan.
When was the last time you scored?
I don't see the Saints playing. You know, we don't even talk about the Saints. But
Big-
so who we taking here?
You want some stats for this game?
I do.
You got the 49ers running on a 5-game winning streak, while Tom Brady is 7-0 against QBs that are making their first appearance in regular season. I know it's not him playing defense against them, and it's a crazy stat. So
Here we go.
Yeah, and Brady has never lost 4 games consecutively ever in his career.
And I feel like he like wants to like always beat the Niners because like that's I think that was his childhood team. I believe the
Yeah,
Niners,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's from
Yes.
Cali and all that, right? Brady. So
Yes.
he's definitely gonna be inspired. As if he's not inspired enough every week, right? Like the animal that he is, but he's definitely gonna come in this game wanting to win and wanting to win comfortably. So Niners right now are favored by 3.5 at home.
Bucks' defense is a little bit banged up too.
Yeah, both teams are banged up.
Yeah.
Both teams have some big name players on the injury report. So it'll be
I got one question.
it'll be a slightly fair game. It's not like one team is completely injured and the other one's healthy. So it should be pretty fair.
What the fuck happened to Leonard Fournette? I remember
He's like
when
a
he
little
was like
slump.
he was like a
He's-
top
He's a bum.
3-4
He
running
was the
back.
first. It was the first running back picked in that draft class.
Yeah.
And you know who came out of that draft class?
Here we go.
Camara. I think Mixon came out of that draft class.
Mm-hmm.
Did Dalvin Cook come out the same?
I don't know about Dalvin
No,
Cook.
I don't think so.
There was a lot. Like I could look at it right now, bro. Like, look at
Check the
look
stats.
at the running backs that came out.
Also, one surprising thing, not surprising, is Tom Brady, but he has the second best touchdown to interception ratio behind Hurts.
I mean, that's Tom Brady.
16
That's
touchdowns,
actually-
three interceptions.
It's crazy for this season. It's actually
Yeah.
crazy.
I thought he was. He's leading the NFC in passing yards, 3,300.
It's Brady.
Bro, listen to these names picked after Fournette. Christian McCaffrey,
That's a
Just stop right there now.
that's it. That's
Stop
all
right
you
there.
need to-
Dalvin Cook,
Another
Joe Mixon,
mistake.
Alvin Kamara,
Mistake.
Kareem Hunt,
Another mistake.
Dante Foreman. I don't think y'all know who
He
that
was
is.
alright. He was alright.
James Conner still playing. Samaj Pirine, who's also
Your
on the
boy.
Bengals right now. Tank Cohen, Joe Williams, who's I don't know who that
He
is.
was alright.
Jamal Williams is in that draft, bro. Wayne Gallman, don't you know who Wayne Gallman is? You remember him? Marlon Mack, still in the league. All these big name running backs, all picked after Fournette, and Fournette got dropped by the team he got drafted by after what 3 years, 4 years, 3.
But his first year with
He
the
got cut by,
Bucks
he
was
got,
pretty
he
good.
got cut by the Jags.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like they couldn't come to an agreement. They were just straight up just like, all right, we don't want you, which is kind of crazy to me because he was still a talented guy.
I think he's just in a
that-
shit
I think
he's a shit franchise, bro.
yeah, no, I
Like,
agree.
It was like
I agree.
they were not winning
But
shit.
I don't
Like,
think he's like a very highly motivated like gym rat. Like
oh
that.
yeah.
I think you could definitely tell he's not that he's like out of shape because he's obviously an NFL player, but he doesn't. You know, he's kind of like Zeke. Like he's not the most.
Like
Like you could tell he lost a step, right?
Yeah.
That's just what it is at the end of the day. He's not a great pass catcher. He's not a great route runner. He's just a bulldozer. I think him and Zeke are very similar at this point in their careers. But
I believe that.
I don't know. He's just not that guy anymore. Not that
He's
guy.
not. Does that answer your
Does
question?
that answer your question?
Yes.
It's very, very
Just fell
long answer, but
just fall
Very. I actually kind of forgot my question.
so what? So what happened to Fournette?
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no, that happened. All right, cool.
All of that. All of
Shit.
that.
A lot of
cool,
shit.
cool. All
He
right,
needs
so,
to get on a diet too.
all right, that's a little fucked up.
It is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Probably be
you know
my
what
ass.
is more fucked up? The fact that he's saying that with a Harden jersey on.
Harden is not fucking
Wow,
fat.
wow.
He was hurt.
Yeah, all right.
wow.
Let's get back to Niners.
If Leonard Fournette is hurt, I apologize for saying what I said. But if you are perfectly healthy, No excuse.
He is. He's not on the injury report.
Well,
Shame on you.
Right now, the Niners, their defense is ranked number 1 in points allowed. They're only allowing 15.8 points per game. Think about that. How high scoring this league is. Everybody scores 20 points nowadays, like with their eyes closed. 3 touchdowns is easy.
Yeah,
They're allowing 15 points.
it's crazy. I'm telling you.
And
Good
Tampa
defense,
Bay
man.
has a very struggling offense. We saw them against the Saints, what they did. It took them the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game to find any rhythm. And that's because Brady always is fine in a 2-minute drill. But the thing is, defenses just play soft zone against him. So that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But the Bucs offense has not been, the usual Brady offense we would expect, right? So
I've been saying that all season for the most part. But
For
still,
that reason-
he's still putting up great numbers.
yeah, individual numbers, but they are 6-6. So it hasn't been a great season. I think the Niners are just looking better and better every week.
I agree with that.
They had a great win last week against the Dolphins, which I thought the Dolphins were going to win. And Tua had a bad game, and I don't think he just had a bad game out of nowhere. Like, it was just like, it was an off day. But I think the Niners defense put him off. They hit him a few times, and then you get that extra few seconds in your head. You're just like, okay, I got to get it out quicker. They're about to hit me. And that's what the Niners do.
We know what happened with
The
that.
Niners
So I'm
do.
guessing you're going with Niners.
If that didn't tell you I was going to the Niners, then you have a problem. So yeah, I'm going to the Niners.
Same. I've been going with the Niners, for
Niners?
like the past 3-4 weeks. I just like the Niners,
Oh yeah, here we go.
especially after they got CMC.
What do you say, Mr. Harden?
man, I think if they lose this, are they out of the playoff picture?
Who's
no,
they?
right?
No.
Bucks.
Bucks.
No,
Bucks.
that's-
Oh, the division is
The division
ass.
is
I completely
god
forgot. Never
awful.
mind.
6-6
Yeah.
is the best
they're-
record ever.
Niners-
That's why we needed to win that game last
Yeah.
week, so we could push these guys, right? But
But like it would
they
help
still
us.
they still need to win. It's not
as
like it's
Commander
guaranteed.
fans.
It's not like it's guaranteed.
Yeah,
So are you taking?
as a commander.
I think the 49ers are gonna win. I don't think Bucks don't have much to stop them. Let's be honest.
They have enough
somewhat.
because Purdy might not be that guy. He's all right, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm taking.
But we remember how much they put
Taking
on
Bucks.
Yeah,
Please.
Hey,
Beg
it's
you.
one of the few times I've seen you root for Tom Brady.
This is the only
'Cause
time
I know that's what me and you have in common. We
That's
don't
time I
don't
will.
like Tom Brady.
Do we remember how much they put on CMC at the 49ers? At the Panthers with how ass their QBs were. So I think if Purdy can't do the job, then you can just revert to CMC.
He's not bad.
No,
He's
no,
not
but
a
you
bad
can revert to
quarterback.
CMC and just run up the yards.
This is something I want to say. How close the playoffs is going to be for NFC.
Yeah.
If Bucks win, San Francisco, Washington, Giants, and Seattle, they're all like this. 1 game's behind, half a game behind.
The last few weeks could
And
be mad fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy because
Yeah.
they still I think Seahawks play 49ers still. We play 49ers still. Like it's gonna be crazy.
It'll be one of the crazier endings to the season that we've seen in a while. It's a
Yeah.
good thing, It's good. You
Yeah,
want to see parity in the
Want
league.
that entertainment. It's an entertainment company
Yeah.
after all.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
it is
yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
It is.
Right.
Exactly.
Speaking of entertaining games,
There you go.
let's move on to the next game: Panthers versus Seahawks.
I'm going with Panthers.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Purely because of the playoff race.
Hey man,
Actually, I need the Seahawks to win
Yeah.
because they're a division rival. So looks like we're
On the boat.
you want
Opposite
the
sides of
Panthers to win.
the
I don't want
table.
the Panthers to win. We don't need to say any stats. We don't need to say any stats for this bullshit because
Yeah.
none of us know any stats about this.
I'm not saying to throw in stats, but
Geno Smith is Geno Smith. We know how good he's been this year. Who's the Panthers quarterback? PJ Walker? I don't even know. Sam Darnold?
what was that? What was that team that they upset?
Who?
Panthers.
The Bucks.
No, fuck.
Division game. So
I'm going Panthers.
I'm going Seahawks. I don't know how to say much.
Please.
Yeah,
I
Seahawks.
believe the Seahawks are at home too, so they
Seahawks,
have the
ain't
crowd
no way.
help. We all know how loud that crowd is in Seattle.
Losing at home. Nah, you
Nah,
crazy.
Carolina's gonna stand up.
You
Come on.
crazy.
Come on.
All right.
You have absolutely.
I already
lost
know
it.
me and Hamza gonna take the Seahawks.
Yes, sir.
Raj?
Give me the Seahawks, bro. This
Alright.
is 29th in offense, 29th in passing, 25th in rushing,
Let him know.
That's the team.
30th in defense.
Crazier things have
31st
happened.
in defensive rush,
After
20th
all.
in defensive pass.
After all,
That is true.
It's entertainment.
That's
That is true.
entertainment.
That is
true.
true. You got a point there. But let's move on to the last game of the week.
Mm.
One of the better games.
Mm.
Definitely better than the last game.
Mhm.
Dolphins versus Chargers. It's a good game. Herbert versus Tua.
The number 5 and number 6 quarterbacks picked in the 2020 elections.
Very, very two good quarterbacks.
Dolphins are favored by 3, and they're playing at SoFi.
Give me Tua.
No.
Give me Tua.
It's actually a very.
It's gonna be a
game.
very,
It's
very
actually-
good game.
I'm trying to think like
I'm telling you, these
It's a very, very close game.
Tua has close to 3,000 yards. Herbert is at like 3,300 yards. They both have 20, 21 touchdowns.
it's also, you know who's away from some stats?
Hmm?
You got also Waddle, 28 yards away from 1,000 yards. Him and Tyreek are
That's
going to be the second
insane.
second teammates to put up 1,000 yards in one season.
Who was the first?
Huh?
Who was the first?
I don't remember who's the first duo.
I don't
Yo.
know either.
It happened like back in some
Yeah, I know.
like
Probably
years
some
ago.
crazy.
Like a crazy
I'm trying
duos.
to think. Who?
The second to do it.
2015,
Here we go.
Washington, the
You're
Redskins.
Lying. You're lying.
Wow.
Deshaun Jackson, Jamison Crowder.
Are you being dead ass?
Yeah.
2,000 yard
actually crazy.
receivers?
And Pierre Garcon was,
You're
there's
lying.
3. Bro,
Lying.
check it up.
You had 3,000 yard receivers in the same season.
Yes.
That's actually wild.
Did we make the playoffs that year?
Yeah.
Wow.
And where do we end up?
There's
How
your,
far did we go? First
there's
round?
your,
First round.
The first
your
round.
check the stat of the day right there. That's
Please actually check that. But I'm like 99.9%
I was gonna go back.
sure.
I was gonna say like maybe like Jerry Rice and like his other teammate probably like.
I know Pierre Garcon and Jamison Crowder are gonna lights out.
I'll take
And
your
then-
word for it. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
But
Also, I mean,
Bro, one other thing about
still
this game.
Still insane. Waddle and
Yeah.
Tyreek.
One other thing about
Carrying that
the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel, bro.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing.
How is
Who would have thought a team would get better with an offensive coach? Only
Not this
only
season.
everybody else in the league.
Bro,
You know,
yeah.
sound like we could have predicted that. Maybe the
was-
Saints. Maybe the
There we
Saints
go.
should take notice and not hire a defensive coordinator as a head coach next.
the quarterbacks all like they're top 4. I
Mhm.
mean,
sure.
Tua and Allen are. Tua and Herbert, right behind Allen and Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, and they're both leading their teams to a playoff.
I think last week was the first week Tua lost a game that he
Mhm.
started and finished. So
Yeah. that says
and
a
that
lot.
was against a very very good Niners defense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who exactly it was. It was some. I don't want to say Hall of Famer. Was it a Hall of Famer? It was some like notable like NFL guy. I think he might have been retired or he could be an analyst. He said that the Niners defense has shades of like the steel curtain back in the day with the Steelers and shades of like the prime Chicago Bears like defenses. Like he was saying the 49ers are set up in that same way and they play that same style. So when anybody says
that's a
when
great
anybody
comparison
says
to ever have.
when anybody
Yeah.
says anything like that, you know that defense is legit.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they're injured still, the Niners defense. So the Dolphins went up against them last week
Yeah.
and they had trouble. So the Chargers defense is like the opposite of that. They have holes everywhere. Their corners have been lackluster the whole year.
They're
J.C.
ranked-
Jackson was a disappointment.
Their rush defense ranked 28th.
Their line has not been good, and the main thing that jumps out to me is Brandon Staley was supposed to be a defensive coach. And what is this? 3 years now, 2-3 years now, and we haven't seen the defense make any insane strides. So
Yeah.
I don't know how Brandon Staley is still there. I hope he gets fired after this year because how have you not made the playoffs with Herbert once?
Sean
Especially
Payton,
last
the
year.
Chargers question mark?
Sean Payton might go. But how could you not make the
That's-
playoffs last year with that, last week game against the Raiders, and you couldn't beat that Raiders team?
They lost.
That Raiders team was not better than this year's Raider team. Like they're the same. They're the same teams. They're just mids. So I don't know how Brandon Staley is still there, and because of that reason,
Here we go.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins too. Chargers defense.
I don't see
terrible.
one thing that sways me to the Chargers besides Herbert.
And Keenan Allen.
Yeah, give me Dolphins.
Yeah, it's giving us all.
Also, I'd like to pause real quick.
Go ahead.
It was 2016 actually.
Ah.
Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garcon, 2016.
That's lit.
Wow.
Not the third. There was. You said there was.
You said it was 3. You said
Yeah, I don't-
Jameson, Pierre, and you said some other.
I don't know where Jamison
You
Crowder
said- you
stats
said-
are right
You
now.
said Deshaun and some
I'm trying
bullshit.
to find those.
I don't believe you. I don't believe the 3 receiver thing. Two I believe.
No, I'm pretty sure.
3 is insane.
Give me 5 more minutes.
3 is
Twen-
insane.
2016 was also the last year the Dolphins have made the playoffs.
Wow.
So-
Throwing
I mean,
a lot of stats out there.
Yeah.
There are a
That's
lot
sick.
of there are a lot of key elements that
2016
change for the Dolphins. Their coaching,
Everything.
quarterback. He didn't change.
This
but
is also a primetime game. Eight
It
o'clock.
should be, bro.
Eight
Fucking
o'clock
deserve
game.
it.
8 o'clock game.
It's gonna be a great show out, offensive show out. Maybe Keenan Allen will get
I want to see 50 points.
like 35 targets.
Okay, guys. So we all picking Dolphins. Cool.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
Dolphin. I'm Dolphining.
Just kidding. It was only 2 people,
I knew
but we were the 2 people. We were
I-
the team.
I knew it.
It's the
I
first
believe
time
you.
ever.
Three is insane.
That was the first.
Yeah,
time
3 is
ever?
insane.
3 is insane.
I thought. Yeah.
That was the first time ever, right?
I think so.
Really?
I don't know.
He's
No,
I don't know. There has
he's-
to be. There has to be way more.
I think.
There has to be way
at
more.
least one more. At
Yeah.
least one more.
No,
the
stats said they're the second.
Maybe.
saying.
Maybe.
I could be lying.
Could be wrong.
The stats could be lying, but I don't know. They never do that.
That's why we check them.
NBA.
That's why we check them.
Is that why?
Check
Stat check.
stats.
Stat check.
Yeah. Last week we talked about how Devin Booker was dropping 51 points on whoever the fuck they were playing. I don't remember. And now they just got obliterated by the Celtics, who are now 21-5.
I think Kanye has something to do with that.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's the first thing. That's the first thought.
I mean,
Yeah, that's-
let's be honest.
Where we started?
Yeah. I mean,
What'd y'all
did you
say?
not hear Kanye over here?
What did he say? What did he say?
said
I think,
Kanye
I
affected
think
the Suns.
the Suns' downfall has a direct correlation to Kanye.
I don't think it's necessarily Suns' downfall when you're playing the
Hey,
Celtics, bro.
He might be onto something, bro.
Low key.
Chris Paul this season has been very iffy, and I think he knew that some shit was gonna get dropped on him this year.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it dropped, what has Chris Paul done?
He saw all this shit with Kanye and he was like, oh shit.
He's like, oh shit.
You know, I'm about to
Yeah,
get
he's like-
exposed.
he's like, my time is
Listen.
coming.
Bro, it was funny as fuck. Chris Paul was trending. I was like,
Yeah.
don't tell me.
It was so weird. It
Uh.
was so weird. But then even Cameron Payne played better in that game. I mean, yeah, he got the garbage minutes at the end of the game, but like, come on. Chris Paul like only putting up 4-6 points, barely putting up any assists or anything like that. The way the Celtics played, however, was just
Celtics are hot.
they were just on point with everything. You got Williams hitting shot, and they're missing a few key players, but it's like they don't need them. They're not playing. It's not like a one-player basketball. It's like it's just they're playing as a team,
Bro,
as a unit, like
Yeah.
just moving it
Bro,
perfectly.
The Celtics are like far ahead from all these other teams in
Yeah,
general,
really
like
good.
for the future too, and like right now.
Right now,
Like,
for sure.
They're way like ahead of all these other teams, and it's not a bad like Celtics are amazing,
Yeah.
but you expect Suns to perform some type of way, but bro, like you're playing the Celtics, like don't
Yeah, no.
you can't say it all about the Suns just
Yeah.
because of this game,
Yeah, no, I know that. But the Celtics are about to get Robert Williams back soon, and then Gallinari the next season. So I see what you mean by like they have
Yeah.
a great future as well.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
The Celtics have 2 players in the top 20 for scoring right now.
Mm-hmm.
2 players in the top 20 for points per game. Jason Tatum is 10th in defensive rebounds. Smart is 5th in the league in assists. Let's see. Brogdon is 1st in the league in 3-point field goal percentage. I don't know how, but Grant Williams is 1st in the league in true shooting percentage. Bro, I could literally keep going. Like, they have 2 players in the top 20 for a field goal percentage. I don't like. The Celtics are insane.
I don't
see
anyone
any team
slowing
beating
down,
them
dude.
in a 7-game series, except maybe the Warriors. Maybe the Warriors. If they get
Their defense
if they
is
get
horrible.
if they get fully into rhythm, like Clay is firing, Steph is firing, Poole is firing,
They
they have a
better
chance.
defense.
They have a chance.
But only by outscoring.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
don't
way
see
that they
it.
can hold them.
I don't
Maybe-
see the Warriors.
Maybe the Bucks, because if their big 3 gets going, I know the
Middleton just came
Bucks
back.
are still good. The Bucks are still good right
Middleton
now.
just
But
came
yeah,
back.
Middleton needs time to get back into it. Holiday,
Cleveland.
Holiday needs to find his rhythm. Cleveland is a good team.
Cleveland
but
is a very
I think
good
they're
team.
still too young.
They're
Like,
young, but
it's only their first year with Mitchell. Then I don't know how much.
that just shows how good. Like
I know they're very
like-
very good. No, I'm not saying the Cavs are bad. They're very very good. But the Celtics just came off a finals loss, and then somehow they look as good, if not better.
They
the
definitely
season
got better.
after.
They definitely
And
got
usually
better.
when that happens and you lose from the finals like that, you usually have a slump. Some players leave, especially their coach is not the same coach, right? The fact that they're keeping this momentum is just, it's insane. I didn't think they were gonna do this. So my only
Agreed.
3 teams that could beat them in 7 games if they're healthy is the Warriors, the Bucks, and the Nets.
for me, I think it's. I think it's Celtics.
If they're healthy, yeah, bro.
I think it's Celtics, Bucks, Cavs. I don't see the Warriors beating them. I can see the Nets. I can see the Nets. If Kyrie and
the
KD
Nets,
like
2-3 weeks ago when we were talking about this shit, everybody was still making fun of the Nets. Like, what are the Nets doing? What is Ben doing? What's doing? In just 2-3 weeks of continuity of Kyrie being in every game. I know Simmons missed a few games, but Simmons before that was playing a lot, and he just came back tonight. Most of the team is playing, and they're already in the 4th seed.
They're 7-3 in their last 10
And
games.
the reason-
They're looking to go even higher. They could
Yeah.
catch up to the Cavs. You never know
Yep.
if the Cavs could fall off. You know, they're still a young team. So
2 games
the
away.
reason why I don't say Warriors is because I know they're like not on the same page either, but they need Klay Thompson, right?
they're definitely having struggles. Yeah,
He's just struggling way too much. I don't see him
he's also forcing a lot of shots.
way too much,
Like
dude.
when I be watching games and like Curry's
Yeah.
not playing, then I'll see Clay is like 8 for 25. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like if you were 8 for like, if he was like 4 for like 12 at some point, if he was like 5 for like 15, it's like, why are you still shooting that many shots? Like,
it's hard to be that same player off
like,
of injury.
yeah,
Like, it's
I
just
feel
really
bad
hard.
because he wants to get back to that guy. He wants to be that guy.
Yeah, but that's hard.
I feel like he's never been like a 25 shot, 30 shot per game kind of guy. Like, that's just not his game.
He can be.
He'd be trying to force too much, and then I've seen a lot of Warriors losses come because he takes too many shots.
Yeah.
He's taking shots away from Jordan Poole, who, when Jordan Poole starts this season, he's averaging like 25, 26 points per game. And I don't know, like 5-6 assists, 5-6 rebounds. So I know it's going to be hard for Clay to swallow this pill, but I think it's time that Poole has
Take over.
Yeah.
He's taking that.
Poole has taken that
Yeah,
second
second
spot
shooter,
on
yeah.
the
He has
Warriors.
to.
Clay-
Yeah.
Clay's a great player still. He's a good shooter, obviously great, one of the best shooters ever. But I think he needs to.
Poole is closer to Curry than Clay right now. Like
Sure,
it's-
but I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But do you guys think Steve Kerr needs to have a talk with Clay and be like, "Yo, bro, like,
I definitely think so.
like,
But I think he
you're-
also
you're
wants
still
him.
you're still a Hall of Famer, but you need to like
I think he.
roll it back a little bit
I
when
think.
Curry's not there.
I think he also wants him to shoot more like that. I
To
mean,
get-
get back
he-
in the rhythm.
'cause
To get
there's
back
only, there's only
in the
one way to get
rhythm,
rhythm, right? A shooter has to shoot. That I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with that, but it's like a lot of games
Way
that he's
too much.
shooting way too many shots.
I just don't think he's
And
gonna
we,
get
and we
back
saw
into
it
that
towards
same-
the end of last year too. End of last year, we were saying the same thing. Like Clay's not the same. Clay's not the
He's
same.
not.
But then he picked it up in the finals. He picked it up in the playoffs. He was playing. He was doing his role.
So Poole hasn't been the same either.
Yeah, Poole's
Yeah,
on.
that's
he's
true,
had-
Like,
that's
it's not like
true.
he can fully depend on
I agree.
Poole right away.
I agree, but I feel like it's time for the Warriors to be like, Poole, we're gonna give you a little bit more of a role.
Yeah.
A little. I mean, he already has the green light, but
And
I don't
the-
know. I said my piece.
I mean, there's just a lot of inconsistency too. Like they're 11-2 at home, and then 2-11 like
Away.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
they,
just
they just won in one of their first away games like a week or two
Yeah.
ago. It was
That's-
very recent that they won an away game.
6-4 on their last 10 games.
yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, but the Pelicans are riding the top.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Although
Yeah,
they're tied
Pelicans
with the
are-
Suns and Grizzlies, but the Pelicans has been
Pelicans are big right now.
way better. 8-2 on their last 10.
I
5 games winning streak.
might have said
with
that at the
Zion.
beginning of the year that watch out for the Pelicans this year. Their big three is an insane big three, and CJ McCollum has been playing bad this year.
Yeah.
Not even like fine, he's been playing bad this year,
Yeah.
and they're still doing this well. And Zion has missed games, and Ingram has missed a lot of games. So
Yep.
Bro, Zion's
They-
getting fouled like no other.
no,
Yeah.
you have to.
You have to. I
There's
get
n-
that, but
what
it's
else can you do?
insane.
The Nuggets coach Malone, he said there's nobody in the league who can guard Zion 1v1. Nobody can.
It's
If
just
it
too much
was
size.
one person in the league you could choose to guard Zion 1-on-1, you might choose Giannis.
Yeah.
But like even then, we saw Zion strip Giannis like in his rookie
Bro, that
year.
was
in Zion's rookie year, he
Yeah.
stripped him like that.
Big
So
dog.
when we all know when Zion's on the court, he's one of the most dangerous guys in the league. So
That's true.
the Pelicans can keep up this pace. I think they're a very, very hard team to beat in 7 games.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
without Zion, you could beat them because they don't have that X factor like Ingram's were number 1, and then McCollum's the number 2, and we kind of saw that in Portland when CJ was a 2. It's just like, all right, how far could you really go with McCollum as your 2? But McCollum as your 3, it could go a long way.
I think Zion's field goal percentage
Could
is
go a-
59.6.
He's very, very efficient. Like he's never been an inefficient player. So he only takes high percentage shots, and it's hard to stop him from getting those spots. So Pelicans, man, look out for them Pelicans.
They did get beat by the Grizzlies, which is
Yeah, I was about to bring up the Grizzlies. I was gonna
another
say,
team tied up for number 1 right now with 16 wins.
What y'all think about the Grizzlies? You think they have a legitimate shot at a title?
Hell yeah.
possible.
John Morant is. I don't want to just say like it's all just him. It's not.
No, it's not.
That
Definitely
whole
not.
team
Team is amazing. The coaching
Yeah.
is amazing. The chemistry is amazing.
I can
It's like everything you want out of a team like the Grizzlies have. It's like kind of like jealous, like,
Like,
looking in.
the way I'm looking at it right now is like I can see them beating the Suns in a series. I can see them challenging Pelicans series. Like
yeah.
I think
Pelicans,
they're up
Grizzlies,
there,
Pelicans,
obviously.
Grizzlies would be an insane playoff matchup.
Yeah.
Like
Both young
if
talent.
both were healthy, Ja versus Zion, bro. Like I don't think there's
I
many
think
better matchups than that.
yeah, I think they can make it out. I think there's gonna be a couple of teams that are still gonna be pushing like later
Yeah.
on. Like
Like
Golden State, I think
The Kings,
will.
The Kings are making a push. The Jazz are making a push.
Clippers
still.
will. Clippers will push
The
later.
Mavericks, we know, obviously, and the Blazers are not bad. The Clippers are not bad. The Lakers are terrible right now, but we know they can make that push. We know they have the talent
Yeah.
for it. We saw them beat the Bucks just last week, I think, or maybe a week and a half ago.
I think so.
The West,
They just-
the West is very, very close, man. Like
They got beat by the Nuggets.
the West has a lot of talent. Like people might say there's no like insane team in the West that's like separating, but I mean that just
I mean, if you look at the standings right now, most of them are like almost tied.
that's just
It's
Yeah.
all,
that's
like,
kind of what you
15,
want.
16,
You want
13s.
like 10 to 14 teams in
Yeah.
contention for playoff spot. Like you don't want just
A
oh yeah, we know
blowout.
which
Yeah,
team's gonna
yeah.
make the playoffs. We don't want to worry about it. Like nah, we want
Yeah.
to see an interesting season. I think that's what we're getting.
I think Clippers are gonna make a big push.
Luka needs more
To me.
help, bro. Luka
I
is
know, we don't
he's
know.
doing
I don't know.
great.
We need to talk about the Clippers real quick.
Mm.
Why is Kawhi not getting more slander than he is for missing as many games as he
Oh,
has
yeah.
in the past 2-3 years?
Because
Why,
I
why,
think
why
they're
do
trying
you
to be
think? Why do you
careful
think?
with
Why do you
them.
think that guy?
They're
why do you
trying to
think
be
it is?
careful. Yeah,
They're
exactly.
trying to be careful with them. When they first
But-
brought him back, they were like, the coach, fucking Lou Williams.
No, Tyronn Lue.
I said
Is that Lou Williams? Come on now.
Sorry, I'm focused on the wings.
All right.
But he said he's like, I'm only putting Kawhi in if we need him to like win the game to close it
He
out.
hit, he hit a
That's
game
basically
win.
yeah.
He hit a game winner though.
And so
the
his
other day.
his game his like time is kind of limited to like how much the Clippers need him at this point.
No,
Because like John Wall has been doing good, PG has been doing
but
good.
we know the team is not the team
Zubac.
without Kawhi and PG.
No,
Yeah.
that's true. That's very
That's
true.
true.
I'm
But
just saying. I know how good they can be, and that
Yeah.
they're being cautious with him. I'm saying,
They also played without him for a
Why-
long time.
why are we not hearing about it more? That
It's Kawhi.
Kawhi's
Nobody ever talks about
No
Kawhi.
one. No one.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if Ben Simmons missed this amount of games, the Kawhi's only played like 5 games this year, bro. Like 4 or 5, 6 games. If Ben Simmons only played 5, 6 games
Yeah.
this year, we would hear about it every single day. Like Ben Simmons is not suiting up again. Ben Simmons ruled out. Ben Simmons ruled out for tomorrow. Or if Embiid or if Harden was out, we hear it. We would hear
There's
like
narratives. I think that's just not started
I
for
think
him
it's
yet.
a different
I
situation.
think,
though.
I think
People like
Kawhi. I
Kawhi.
think Kawhi gets a lot of breaks because he's a
Yeah.
quiet guy
Mm.
and because
Yeah.
he won the championship with the Raptors. I
It's
think-
also
I
he's
think
been on this.
that
He's
saved-
already
That championship in the Raptors
That
really
saved
saved
his-
his career.
That saved everything because if he didn't win that and he was doing this
Actually,
right
let me
now,
just not say saved his career.
not
'Cause He's a
saved-
great
I-
player.
I'm saying if he didn't win that and he'd be doing what he's doing right now, still, then
be
people
middle of the
looking
pack,
at him
yeah.
way different.
But also, you have to remember he already played on the Clippers, so people have seen him
No,
play.
I know, but I'm saying they haven't reached their
but
ceiling.
It's true. Like he's more quiet,
They
more
haven't reached
reserved, so
ceiling
he
at all.
doesn't get as much attention.
I mean, they're above 500. They're one game above 500.
You,
Yeah.
you think
It's-
you think PG is upset that he's like, damn, why did I come to LA?
I don't think so.
Just to
Nah,
play
he
with like
likes
LA's
it.
been
I
a
don't
good
think
change
so.
for him.
He likes it. He likes
Yeah.
LA.
I don't
He's
know,
an
bro,
LA
but
guy.
he's like he never
It'd
has
be-
his
it'd be-
co-star next to him. Like,
but
I don't think PG wanted to come and be the guy. He wanted to be Kawhi's right hand man.
But it'd be different if he wasn't winning. Like
But
he's
they're not
still
winning.
they're still winning.
Bro, they're
They're
one
still- they're
game
one
above
game-
500.
But
Yeah.
you're losing your best. You don't have your best player on the court. Like you're still winning. You know, that's still a good thing.
Again, that's
It's
the whole
impressive.
point.
It's very impressive.
I think Kawhi will slowly get his minutes increased as the
Oh, yeah.
season
I mean,
he
goes
should,
by.
bro.
He
He
has
should.
to.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know he should.
Like, they're
Definitely.
slowly introducing him
No,
to like the game.
I understand all that. I just wanted to.
If I was a
Yeah.
Clippers
Just wanna
fan,
make my
I would
point.
be upset
I
with
just want
not
to make
seeing
my
Kawhi
point
on
that
the court.
Kawhi's not getting enough slander out there. That's all I wanted to say.
Just want to point out John Wall's about to start his first game.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, another
'Cause
slide.
he's playing amazing. Playing amazing.
Yeah, because Reggie Jackson is playing like ass. That's why.
Another LA team
Should've
is
started in the
getting,
beginning.
getting-
It's,
I mean,
let's transition to the Eastern
John
Conference.
Wall.
Eastern Conference.
Wait,
Yeah.
you missed out on LeBron and AD.
We'll get back to it. Let's transition. Let's transition. Real quick. I want to talk to
Here we go.
the Sixers fan right in front of me
Oh
with
my God.
the James Harden jersey on. What do you think about the Sixers right now? They are 12-12. Harden just came back from
It's
injury.
500.
He just came back from injury.
Just came back from injury.
Just came back. From
They
injury.
are right now, as you speak, they are playing the Lakers on ESPN.
Up by 10.
They're up by 10.
Wow, against the Lakers.
Up by 12.
Wow.
Okay.
With 9 seconds left
So?
in the third.
Just want your thoughts so far on the season, and what is your hope? What do you think the ceiling is for this team this season?
The ceiling is a championship. It is, as it should be for every team. But I think Embiid is insane.
You think the Sixers
Points,
could
30
beat,
points per
you think-
game?
You think the Sixers could
Not
beat
what a ceiling
the
is.
Celtics in 7 games?
If they play the way that they played when Harden wasn't playing for some reason, yes. If the role players could play the way that they were playing when Harden was there,
You know why they
because they got more time, you get more shots. Yeah, for sure. But if they could do that shit, like any other time,
I
then
agree.
yes.
The Sixers were playing insane
Yeah.
when Harden and Embiid weren't there. Like,
Made no sense.
We're just like,
we're beating good teams like it was nothing.
it was like they were finally using Tobias Harris. Like
Tobias Harris finally looked like he wanted to play.
We've never seen him be used like that with Harden and Embiid like, ever. I mean, all-
Yang
there-
was a
there's
big
not-
factor.
There's not enough touches to go around, but
Cork Moss, both the shakes or the Meltons,
Yeah.
fucking. But I think I don't wanna short sell them. I think they're in a good position. I know. I think they're 8th right now.
8th, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not a bad spot to beat right now.
Yeah,
You
there's
can-
a lot of teams like
We're gonna drop.
4 to 10 who
Yeah.
are around the same record.
So
I think the Sixers will pick it up. I
they're
think
so they
they'll be like
they have a lot of things to
I-
work on. Defense is
I
a big
just-
thing.
I don't think they're anywhere close to winning a ring.
Oh no, I don't think. I don't agree. I agree. I don't
I
think
just
they'll be
don't
close
see it
to winning a
happening.
ring.
I don't think they're built. I don't think they're built the right way.
I think they're gonna be max.
Maxey
Six
still
seed.
hasn't been in.
They could make the conference finals. Because
No.
if some other shit goes right, they could definitely make the conference. But
Seeding wise, I say 6 or 7 seed.
max.
No, I think top 5.
I think the max is 5.
I think Toronto's better, and I think
I don't
Toronto's better.
I don't
I don't
think.
I think
Toronto's
Toronto's
better.
better. Brooklyn's better.
Brooklyn's
Cleveland's
better.
better.
Yeah.
Cleveland is
Boston
really good.
Bucks are better. Hawks maybe.
No.
If the Heat pick it up, maybe. The Heat right now are not very.
We lost to the
not
Heat
very
because
good.
Embiid wasn't playing.
Yeah, but I'm saying
If Embiid is healthy, a player that's dropping, I think his points per game is 30 or 30 plus. I don't
thing
think
is-
is a lie.
the Sixers' big three just haven't played a lot of games this year together. It's still early in the season, but that's a
Harden
concern.
has a double-double.
That's a concern
already.
That's a concern when your 3 best players are not playing
That's all
together.
you care about.
Embiid has 29 points. Melton has fucking 20 points. The whole quarter left.
Lakers have no defense, but that's something.
PJ Tucker, but I'm sorry.
Nothing
I
be
wanted to
excited about.
support PJ Tucker a lot.
I told you
terrible.
from
But-
day one, Peter Tucker
Oh
is
my
washed.
God.
He's washed, bro.
He has some sort
He's-
of like
this man is
hustle
30. This
stat.
man is 36, and they brought him in to be like a primary defender.
He just sits in the corner and just
the
chucks
corner,
up
the
threes.
corner part, I understand because that's
But he's
fine.
not making any of them. He's
Him
just sitting in
and
the corner
fucking
taking
Paul
up
Reed.
Unnecessary shot.
Paul Reed has done nothing at all. I don't know why he's still in the lineup.
You know what pisses me off about Paul Reed? He had his career game against the Nets.
Yeah.
This man drops 4 points every single game, and then against the Nets he drops like 20, and
Yep.
and then like 10 rebounds.
We need consistency.
That-
That
we might as
happens
well-
almost with every
We
other
might as well
team
just
against
transition to the
Nets.
Nets
Yeah.
as well. Let's just fully get into
Here we
Brooklyn
go.
spirit.
Kyrie back.
Go ahead. Harry, as a
No.
Brooklyn
I'm gonna let
I'm about to call him a
I'm
native.
gonna let KD fan here
Thanks.
start first.
Thanks. Kyrie,
Mr. Hamza.
go ahead and damn, drop him a whole
Hey,
government name.
government.
I was gonna get bleeped out.
How do you feel about the Nets and their position in the standings right now?
That's all right. I mean, you're gonna start off this season bad, and everyone's gonna critique Ben Simmons for whatever. They're not gonna click right away. I said this earlier, like in a different episode from like last week or 2.
Mhm.
Told you,
Takes
Ben-
time.
It takes time for players like these
he's
to
speaking.
click in.
Shut up.
It takes time for players like this to click in, and now you got Kyrie back from all that happened outside the court.
Hmm.
He's clicking up, and pass to KD, get the shot done. They're beating any team that they can.
KD is averaging 30 points this year.
Yep. And now Kyrie's back. Hopefully Simmons will be back.
He's averaging almost 7 rebounds and almost 6 assists
I need-
with 1.7 blocks per game.
Yeah, Though you need like the role players to play up a little bit better. I
You
mean,
do.
Joe Harris has to get better.
Joe Harris has to pick it up.
Like he has to. You need that.
He's
third
had
player.
he'll have like one good game every like 2 or 3 or 4
need him-
games. He'll have one good game.
Joe Harris, I need you to play like Graham Williams, please. 100%. 100%. It's all shots. 14 points. That's it. Just get off. Like 100%.
Bro,
That's
if the Nets want to hit the ceiling, Joe Harris has to be a factor.
yeah. That's
He has to be.
that. I mean,
At least a
KD.
threat on the 3-point.
KD is going crazy. Obviously,
Kyrie
Kyrie came back and he's dogging.
He's averaging 25.
But the only thing I see that's gonna probably fail the Nets is the bench. Literally,
Yeah.
that's all. They need help on the bench, and that's it.
The
If the bench
bench-
can, if the
the-
bench can perform
the
somewhat,
bench is very streaky. Because
it's just
sometimes
yeah.
they'll go off. They'll go off. Who did we just play? Was it the Raptors or was it the
Wizards.
No, Charlotte.
Charlotte?
Hornets?
Charlotte.
Yes.
I think it was Charlotte or it was the Raptors game that the bench. It was like it was like the second quarter and the bench point. They already had like 20, 30 bench points, which is never happens. Like if your bench can come into the game scoring 15, 20, 30 points like that, like early on, then you're gonna win almost every single game. That's just how it goes. We know the Nets starters. We know the Nets starters are good.
That's facts.
Every championship team needs a good bench. So that was a good point that you brought up.
yeah. I just think if the bench picks it up, they'll be
It's
they'll
over.
be
It's over. Like,
yeah,
if
I
they're
agree.
healthy, if they're a healthy team, there's not many teams that could beat them in 7 games.
Seth Curry kind of needs to pick it up as well.
Little bit.
He's been getting better.
He put up like
Yeah.
20 points.
He put up
against
like
the Hornets.
25 against the Hornets
Yeah,
because
20.
I mean his dad was in the building.
Yeah.
Have to show out, but
Just fly his dad everywhere, please.
yeah, I mean things looking up for the Nets, bro. Like
Seth Curry.
first few weeks of the season was looking dreadful.
Yeah.
It was like we're like 10th or 12th in the East, and now we're 4th. So
Yeah.
I think the
That's
Nets
good.
are also averaging the most blocks,
What's
Claxton,
crazy, though,
baby.
the
And
most
I'm-
blocks total, and they get most blocks per game, which is
Claxton.
Like Claxton's
crazy
averaging
because the Nets are not known for
2.2.
they're not known for defense. So averaging that many blocks is it's encouraging.
Claxton's averaging.
Steve Nash,
Yeah.
Steve Nash.
Oh,
if you're watching his,
damn. Stop.
you should have quit.
Stop.
Should have quit in the off season like a man.
Please don't.
Nah.
Alright, if we're doing this, you Dan Snyder.
If your star player, if you're
a rogue employee.
if your star player didn't want you and he said that, then you should have been a man and be like, all right, I don't want to coach this team, but he wanted to be a and he wanted to stay on the team.
All right, this is a great time to bet on BetUS.
I don't want to upset you even
Nah,
more.
nah, nah, for
But
real.
KD's point per
Steve
game went
Nash should have
down.
left earlier. Steve Nash should have left earlier. We're cooking with Jacques Vaughn.
Jacques.
Jacques Vaughn knows
He's
what he's
balling.
doing.
He's
bro.
balling.
I've never heard the Nets coach be that vocal as I've heard Vaughn. Every time you go up and down the floor, if you watch next time you watch the Nets game, Vaughn is standing there clapping stuff so loud the cameras will pick it up. He's yelling any player's name, like yelling Voice's name. Steve Nash is sitting on the sideline. He's like, good job. Nothing, no emotion, no nothing, bro. The one time he showed emotion, you got ejected.
Isn't Ancelotti like that?
There we go.
Ancelotti
I'm
has
kidding,
won
I'm
the
kidding,
most.
I'm kidding,
We don't
I'm
even talk
kidding,
about
I'm
it.
kidding.
We don't even-
That's
we don't even
the
watch
whole
But yo,
different
crazy thing
sport.
though. You said KD.
Can't even hear you on
KD's
the
stat
sideline.
line, right? What?
I said you can't even hear your coach on the stat
Oh
line.
yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
With soccer.
That's different.
You know what Embiid's stat line is? This is actually like
Is this for the year?
yeah.
Well, he's only played like 10 games, so.
He's fucking. So
He's
what?
only played like 10 games, bro.
So what?
His stat line's gonna be insane. It's like 30, 10, and 10 probably.
39-5.
That's terrible.
How?
I thought he was gonna say 30, 10, and 10, bro.
No. 30, 10, and 10.
39 and 5, bro. Luka's averaging like 39 and 9.
Luka this fucking doing everything. Luka needs more
I'm
help.
fucking with you. I'm
Yeah.
fucking with you. But
But
Embiid
I was.
Embiid hasn't played that many games this season.
But
How
still.
many games has he played?
I think 9.
9 games.
KD has 5 more games.
KD's averaging who?
KD has 5 more games.
KD has played 26 games this season, buddy. The fuck are you talking about?
Get your facts right.
Ooh.
Get your
No,
stats
sorry,
right.
my bad.
Check your stats.
Embiid played 16.
Okay,
Embiid
okay.
played 16.
Check your own stats, bro.
25,
what I
16.
thought. That's what I thought.
It's
That's what I
there. But it's fucking, bro. If he keeps doing this, bet. Plus, he started the year not that good. His first 2
He was
games were
out
not
of
good.
shape. He's out of shape.
Terribly out of shape.
Giannis was wilding on him in the first few weeks. I remember. that.
Giannis came in like he wanted to play. Embiid
Yeah.
came in like
He didn't want to play.
he'll ramp up to it.
Yeah.
He did, bro. Continue doing what you're doing, big dog. Killing it. KD, we're gonna do better than him.
Yeah,
Hey,
alright.
yo.
I'm kidding. I'm
Let's
kidding.
Both of y'all
what
have
else?
received
Any-
yellow
any-
cards.
KD, eh?
What else you guys want to talk about?
Hometown boy.
Want to talk about Washington? Quick little
Wizards?
quick
Not
little,
bad.
quick little Washington
Yeah,
rant.
give us an
Um,
update.
Go ahead,
Mr.
Wash-
Thurn
Go
Singh,
ahead,
how do you
Washington.
feel?
I think
The man with the Los Angeles hoodie, who is a
For John Wall.
Oh,
For John Wall.
Go ahead, Washington.
All right, so I don't even know how to summarize it, bro. It's we're playing like we did last year. Defense, no, nothing there.
All offense.
All offense, yeah. But the thing is, we have depth, right? We had depth last year too. Wes Unseld just doesn't know how to use it.
You think he's a problem?
He's been the problem since last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
His lineups and rotations are not it. Like he'll put Beal out for the whole third, fourth quarter. Beal's already injured, but he doesn't. There's rarely been times where he puts Porzingis, Beal, and Kuzma in together.
Yeah, it's like
It's only when it's fourth quarter,
crunch-
like
crunch
2
time.
months.
crunch.
Like, but why? Why do
They
that?
don't have rhythm at that point.
No rhythm whatsoever, and it's just the rotations and everything are messed up.
I actually didn't know that.
It's-
That's actually like a big deal.
It's a
'Cause
very
then
big deal,
Each player doesn't know the role in a big three.
and that's what
Each
happens
player
when.
has to know the role in a
Yeah.
big three. They need to know who's the guy to do what.
Like, the thing is, Kuzma and Porzingis, they play really well together because they're always subbed in together, always.
Interesting.
But Beal is never subbed in with Porzingis and Kuzma, so he's never really. And then they bash on Beal because he's playing with all the bench players. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, you're making
But
him come off the bench.
He's very
They need
pass
time.
first nowadays too. I think
Very, very pass
because he's
first.
playing with the bench guys
Yeah.
too. Because he's like, all right, I gotta get these guys going. Like,
Exactly.
I can get my own whenever. So he was doing like a LeBron.
And
He's just let me get my
Wes
guys involved.
Unsel's not a defensive coach. He's a very offensive. You can, as you can
And
tell,
you guys,
as
yeah,
you can tell.
guys can score your ass
But-
off 100%, especially when Kuzma was firing.
I think.
Kuzma
the-
said,
yeah.
"Run the point through me."
Bro,
I mean, bro,
Yeah,
he's
he's
killing it.
right.
those few games that
Yeah.
he did, he was averaging like 30, like 6 and 6, some bullshit like that. He was
And there's
going
also
crazy.
There's also been sources where like they want to trade Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
They want to get a Wizards want to get a first round draft pick.
Some rumors that Kuzma could find himself on the Nets in Brooklyn.
Wild.
Bro,
I
every
mean-
single time any rumor comes
a-
up,
it's
somehow
a-
the Nets want.
It's
somebody.
a real thing. Is
If I'm being-
Kuzma and John Collins have been looked at by the Nets.
If I'm being honest, knowing the Wizards front office,
They would make that. trade.
they would make that trade, but I'm saying like this would be good if we make the trade because knowing Wizards front office, they'll fucking give him the max deal or some shit next year and just fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, they
that
probably-
deal with Otto Porter.
Yeah,
Like
I was just about to say. Just
so, I'd rather get him traded when he's hot, to be honest. But
It's not a bad idea because I mean, you're not winning it. Like I mean, we already know this, but you're not
Exactly.
winning anything with Kuzma, Porzingis, and Beal, right? So
exactly. So
trade Kuzma while he's high. You know, that's pretty smart.
because I just know
But
for a
it's
fact.
it's a little too smart for the Wizards.
I just know for a
Might
fact
not
that
happen.
I just know for a fact Kuzma or Porzingis is gonna get the fattest deal if like
Definitely not
Porzingis.
Definitely not Porzingis.
Porzingis,
He has too many injuries.
too many injuries. Kuzma,
Maybe.
maybe, right?
But not like a super max.
Not a
Maybe
supermax,
Like
but-
right at the edge of a
Definitely
max.
not.
Edge of a max.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the Wizards front office would do something like that, right?
Because it's hard to attract. players. It's
Exactly.
hard to
Yeah.
attract good players
Exactly.
when
So
you
I'm thinking of it as a good thing that we're looking for trade options for Kuzma, but we'll see how it goes. I just don't like the coaching in general. So
Interesting.
that's what it is.
It's nice to hear a different perspective. You know. on the
Very
Wizards.
interesting. We'll see how it goes though here in DC.
You think that's like pretty widespread that Wizards fans don't like the coach?
Yeah, 100%. That the community does not like him
Hey man,
as much.
changing a coach is a big deal. It makes a difference on any
That's
team
very
that you
true.
see that changes a coach. You can instantly tell the difference because
The-
once a team doesn't buy into that coach anymore, they don't play with heart for him anymore.
I mean, he had all the pieces. He literally like the first year he coached, he had the crazy amount of depth, but he couldn't do anything with it.
Was that Westbrook year?
Westbrook year.
First year, right?
No.
Yeah, that was his first year. Westbrook year because Westbrook was there for one season. That was
No, it was the one. It was one last year. That was not.
last year. Was his first year?
Last year was not Westbrook.
Yeah,
So last year was
Westbrook
his
was
first
not
year.
there.
But Westbrook was not there last year.
Yeah, so
last year was
his first
Unsel's
year.
first
Oh
year.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
So who was the coach with Westbrook? Brooks.
Those
It was
yeah.
it was Brooks. Yeah,
It was
it was
Scott
Brooks.
Brooks?
Yeah.
Scott Brooks.
And then,
makes sense,
um,
makes sense.
But I think he just doesn't know how to use. Like, and that's hard, like finding rotation shit. But
I
like,
mean, there's only one way to find out, right? You play them together, like
Yeah.
you were saying. And
but the thing is, when he came into being a coach, he said, "I'm focusing on defense for this team."
yeah, my ass.
There's no defense whatsoever.
I have not
There's
seen.
no defense
I
whatsoever.
only see Gafford and Porzingis playing defense.
I see teams scoring like 75,
Yeah.
like at the half.
Easy,
Like
easy.
that's easy. Like this is really bad, really really bad. Offense, like I have nothing
Man,
to say, but like
welcome to my club, bro. Welcome to the club.
Same as the Warriors.
That's all Brooklyn's been for 4 years now. So
it's bad.
Um,
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
anything else?
It's a long season.
You guys
Beal's
want to touch
out,
on?
so-
Anything
Yeah.
else? You guys
Any shout
questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah. Anything to Harden? While they're playing right now?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Don't listen to him. All right.
Good.
Clippo.
All
Yep.
right. We'll get back to it next week.
Yeah, make sure you tune in next week. Thank you for tuning in to this episode, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to let us know what you think about it, you can always leave a review on Apple Podcasts or any other streaming platform. This video will be available on Spotify or YouTube if you're not already watching. You can also stay up to date with everything sports and all the episodes if you follow any of our social media platforms. Just look up Check the Stat 5. I'm Hamza along with Harry, T-Rain, and Dodge. Check the stats.
Peace.